Hey, Pat here again, joined with AJ, and we are the Idiots with Internet. We just want to say thank you for joining us for today's episode, and we hope you enjoy it. If you do, hit that like button, and if you're not already, why don't you become a subscriber? Totally free, and you get content delivered right to you at no extra charge. AJ, how you doing
Yeah.
this morning?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good, Pat. How you doing?
Oh, rocking and rolling, getting ready for a big, exciting time. Actually, no, I've been thinking about going to Best Buy and getting a new monitor. So I've been having a little bit of like image burn in on my TV. And I've had this
Yep.
TV
Yeah.
for, 5, 6 years. So there's a lot of really exciting tech that's been coming out, really been showcased lately at CES, the Consumer Electronics Symposium. Some real cool technology, and they've been having some sales recently at Best Buy, so I've been kind of debating on it, but I gotta save up a little bit. I'm going on a trip the end of summer, so I think I'm gonna hold off until maybe Black Friday sales. Give myself a good couple of months of shopping around.
Oh yeah. The way I see this podcast can go one of two ways. Yeah. It can either go in the way of where is Pat going on vacation or what we talking about with computers and techs. Yeah. And that's the way of the Macho Man Randy Savage. So it's up to you. Yeah. How are we gonna do this? Yeah. Pat, fucking
Yeah,
A. Let's get into it.
yeah.
So
Let's dive right in. So yeah, August, I'm going with two of my friends that I do a separate podcast with. It's all trading card game oriented, so Magic the Gathering, stuff like that.
you
And
can find it at Pat the Pumper at YouTube.com.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Hit those links below. And we're gonna fly out to Indianapolis for first weekend in August for Gen
That's super
Con.
exciting.
Yeah, we're going to Gen Con 2023. It's actually going to be a really big event. It is considered the world's largest tabletop gaming event. So the largest non-electronics gaming event in the world. They hold it
So,
annually.
like,
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of dry skin on the floor, right? Because people have psoriasis when they go to those
It's
things.
funny
I
because I'm
mean,
actually standing here itching my arms thinking, I've got a
right?
rash going on and I can't figure this out.
It's a bummer because, like, our viewers know you suffer from
Yeah,
psoriasis.
I
We
think
talked
it's
about
I
this in
think
the
it's
past,
tomato.
but you got
Yeah.
over it. And
Yep.
then you were like, when you were on the raw meat diet or whatever, not raw meat, but mostly
Raw
meat
meat.
diet, you
Yeah,
had
I was
some
just
other.
taking all the dicks right in my face. Just I
I was
I
just
I was on
raw.
a mostly cum based diet. Yeah. Yeah. It
That's
was
why my
nice. It
skin
was
looks
nice.
so
My master
shaggy.
would put out a little dog bowl. He would fill it up and it's
And sometimes when I wouldn't eat it, he would just spray it on me through a
yeah,
little
just
spritzer, like.
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I can absorb it through my skin. Yeah. But yeah, no, so I have been on a very basic diet lately. I've been having some medical issues. Not going to get into it too much, but I had to have a very bland diet for a while, and I've been slowly reintroducing stuff. And some of my coworkers have been inviting me out for some lunches and stuff. So I went to a restaurant yesterday to a fancy bento box kind of thing, and
That
there
sounds
must have
nice.
been something in it that didn't quite set with me well. It definitely had a lot of flour
Oh,
and wheat in it, which I know isn't really good for me, and I'm feeling the effects today. Itchy, itchy.
that's the sound of Pat's asshole
Oh no,
shitting.
that was me doing a little
The bowl.
DJ. Itchy, itchy. No, it didn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, neither of our jokes landed. That's fine.
yeah,
Let's
no,
move on.
yeah. So
You
yeah,
wanted me to
Gen
speak
Con
about tech.
2023 is going to be a pretty
Yeah.
interesting event. Um, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but there's a new trading card game coming out. Actually, the physical release is going to be the weekend after Gen Con, but
Who's the company behind it?
Disney. Yeah, Disney's
Are you
making
serious?
100%. Disney's making a trading card game, and it's called Lorcana. I'll actually pull up some of that here in the background for our viewers, and it looks like this is going to be a really big thing.
Really?
Yeah, so it's got a huge like
me pull
IP
my.
behind it. They've got millions. Disney's got billions of dollars. Let's be completely honest here. So, what
Can
you
you share
guys
your
are gonna,
screen with me
yeah,
before you get in?
yeah.
So I can
So
see as well.
what you guys are going to be seeing here on screen in just a minute is information about Disney's Lorcana. This is going to be a really big set release. Their first release is going to be 200 cards, and here we go. That's the hardest.
And by the
time.
way, guys, if you're interested in card games, especially Magic the Gathering, go ahead and check out Pat the Popper on YouTube. I mean, that's who we're talking to right now. It's one of my good
Oh,
buddies.
yeah.
He knows his shit when it comes to card games. And to be honest, this might be kind of like insider stock trading. Saying, hey, man, we
Yeah,
got some new shit
this
coming
is,
out. Maybe you want to
yeah,
invest
this
in it.
isn't-
Like,
this
this is the
isn't
new
out yet.
Pokemon.
So
Maybe this is the new Pokemon. I don't know.
honestly, there's some pretty crazy stuff we'll get into here in just a minute if you're interested. So it's not actually out yet. The release is going to be tabletop fall 2023. The physical release is going to be at Gen Con 2023. You're going to be able to buy product there before it hits the streets. So what they've done, the last time they had a release like this, they did a physical event and they gave away some cards. 6 cards in total. Each one of those now goes for over $1,000 on eBay. Sold listings.
That's
So
epic.
it looks like some of this stuff's going to be pretty pricey as far as this being the first edition. It's literally called the first chapter. So it will be similar with booster packs and collector items, the whole kind of gamut of your regular trading cards. So there's going to be a lot of products that come along with this. I'm very excited for it. Magic the Gathering is in a very weird place right now. The CEOs and CFOs of that company are taking their product line in a very uncharted and wide area. So I'm very interested to see what Disney can come along with this. The company that's producing it is called Ravensburger. They actually put out a board game, Maleficent, did very, very well. And I'm super excited for this. Their artwork is pretty cool looking too. See if I can find any of these cards.
You know, and the thing about it too, man, when it comes to like card games, it's not necessarily about the game itself. It's about the value of the artwork that's instilled upon making the card. It's about the hype. It's also, I mean, it does have a lot to do with how many people play the game, right? And currently still play the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, how many fucking people do we know if we go into a card shop that are really playing Pokemon when they're actually, the most you would see would be playing Magic the Gathering, but yet Magic the Gathering has not as much value in terms of physical cards, what they're worth. I mean, granted, yes, Black Lotus, worth a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get a bunch of Charizards first edition that are floating around. I mean, what are we talking here? So this next card game, I mean, should we be interested in, you know, buying buying in? They let it available to the public. We just start buying and hold on to it. I mean, what's the return rate? Return on investment. How long do we have to wait?
Right. That's one of the things is, as you can see, these Lorcana cards here, 600.
I can't
just
see.
over 1,000. Did we not share screen?
Well, I sent you a message, but let's try it again. We have time. Sorry, guys, just bear with us. This is a whole thing about us upgrading the Idiots with Internet podcast. As you noticed, the last episode had the good old Jackie Chan. I still can't see anything. I've heard noises. It's probably a bug in the system. Not a big deal. Pat, take it away. Let's continue.
Yeah, so there are some pretty expensive cards people are already putting up from their first expo. And it's great to have competition. That's one of the things is you get a lot better value out of your products when you do exactly that. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share screen. So when you have more competition, you get a better product. That's one of the things as far as McDonald's. If you want a better fast food product, if they put out the Big Mac Well, you got to get yourself a Whopper down the street at Burger King. Well,
You
Wendy's got a
darn tootin'.
Baconator. You know, the more you push it, the better it gets. And that's the thing about a lot of different products. You know, cars, same thing. If Tesla's going to start building electric cars, well, Ford has a Mach-E Mustang now. Thing's pretty dang quick.
No, I mean, I work for Tesla, and I would say the opposite. But you make a good point, Pat.
And
Sorry, that's my Canadian voice.
That's his Canadian voice. I could see his head like popping off Terrence style. Now, as far as the rest of Gen Con, I'm really excited for it. I am starting to be a bit more of a board game player. My local gaming store, I'm getting pretty friendly with the store owner, so we actually do some like board game nights, just him and I behind, you know, closed doors after everything's shut up. And it's real fun, you know, getting to see all these different game systems and play styles. Super exciting. There's so many small markets that are now being filled since there's a huge technological revolution going on right now. I mean, if you guys aren't aware of this, you're going to be listening to a recording of two people talking. I'm in Vermont in the United States. AJ, where are you right now?
I'm in Molde, Norway.
Yeah, and this is going to be delivered to everybody worldwide in, you know, effervescence recordings. So you can listen to this anytime, over and over and over.
Even though we die, we die in 100 years, 200 years. Maybe I'm a vampire. Maybe Pat's a werewolf. I don't know. We die. You still hear this.
Yep. So we're in a phenomenal time with computers and technology that I'm looking at getting a 3D printer soon. So, man, I can physically create products from a manipulated model I get from my computer. I can interact with it. I can create figurines, deck boxes. I can create little play toys.
That's right, folks. We're not talking about making ghost guns. No one would ever do that with a 3D printer. We would actually use them for legitimate things.
I have, no joke, never thought about that.
Well, it's a big thing on
good for other people
on the internet. But yeah, fuck them, right?
No, I mean, my thought is, I can make really cool deck boxes for Magic the Gathering, Disney's Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh, the whole nine. It'll cost me about $3 or $4 to make at most, and then I can sell them for $20. And there is no joke a really good market for that.
And you can buy several of these 3D printers. You can pump out 4 an hour, let's say, or whatever
Pshaw, I would just have one for like myself or like
dilly-dally. I'm just saying, if you start getting good at, you know, getting fucking people wanting to buy your product, it's not hard to invest another $120 or whatever on you know, another 3D printer. Now you can make more product that people want.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing with the Idiots with Internet podcast, guys. If you like, you know, listening to us and you want us to get wild, you know, we'll revamp the Patreon. We'll start getting fucking crazy and stop talking about all this nonsense. But let's get back into it.
So let's see. I've got Gen Con coming up for August, so that's going to be a real exciting adventure for me. I'm looking forward to that. And as far as, you know, upgrading the tech setup, I've got a little bit of burnout on the monitor I use now. It's actually a 40-inch TV. And I think it's about time I get a real gaming monitor. Since I got this, you know, nice hot rod of a computer now, I've been playing a lot of great games, but, you know, it maxes out at 60 frames a second, which is great and everything. But, you know, if I have a better monitor, I could actually play it 120 frames a second. I can probably play some games at 200-300 frames a second. It's ridiculous.
Yes. It's significantly better when you upgrade your monitor.
Smooth. And
it looks better. It plays better.
Well, and with new technology like an OLED monitor, there's no backlight in it, so your blacks are blacker and your brights are brighter. It just
well, I don't know if we can say picture. That. Your Africans are more Africans and your brights are brighter, right?
Well, you get, you know, very superior color contrast ratio. And
you shouldn't say superior in color either.
So, yeah, right.
In the same sentence.
But Yeah, so Really looking
Hit and a
forward to it.
miss.
Yeah.
Hit and a miss.
You know, gonna upgrade some of my peripherals along the way. You know, light up keyboard. You know, high tech mouse with all the extra button. No, I'm not gonna do that, but I do want to get a light up keyboard. That way, when I turn off all my lights, I can still type good.
Especially when your VR headset is on, it's like if you just kind of peek out the side, you can still see like how to type and
that's
shit.
actually something too.
Or your dick.
Yeah, my computer is all VR ready, but I haven't done any of that with my PC yet. I
I think it's a dying thing.
Well,
I just don't. For now, it's no one's really interested. You know, as it develops, you will see an influx. Like right now, if we were going to talk about buying stocks and things in tech, buy VR stocks, bro. These companies that started now, like Oculus and what's the other two? I'm blanking out. But anyways,
yeah. So Steam has their own headsets and a lot of their own technology as well. Valve, they do some really good stuff. So there is a little bit of competition in the market, but I think you're right, AJ. Is that it was a little
buy
bit of
stocks
a bubble.
in it now.
Yeah,
you know,
it's going to be real big, but you know, it needs a little bit of time for most people to get exposed and really into the technology.
Yeah,
it's a little bit ahead of its time.
There's a bit of a pushback too. Like people are like, well, I mean, I'm 31 years old, and I'm like, well, I don't play very many video games anymore, but if VR is something I can afford and is actually good, instead of playing a computer game, but it's attached to my head, like old 90s computer game, like shitty fun, like, you know what I mean? Then I'm interested.
Well, see, that's the thing is even now the current technology level of an Oculus Quest 2 is not quite HD. It's probably like 720 resolution.
You're playing Skyrim and you can toss people around and put a sword in their throat and shit. Like,
I gotta say, the two games I play the most on my VR is Beat Saber. So it's
that's
super fun game. But
it's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
And this climbing game where you're doing like free climbing, going up the side of a mountain.
Oh shit, that would make me piss.
That would make me literally piss. I have to wear shoes when I play it because my feet get so sweaty that I've slipped once or twice.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like it is frightening because you're inside of this world. You know, when you look around, all you do is see that you're on the side of a freaking cliff. And what I do to really peak up the experience is I have an oscillating fan in my living room, right? And I'll turn that on. So every once in a while, like every 2 or 3 seconds,
breeze.
Yeah, I just feel like a breeze blowing my back. And since I can't see it, and like audio comes out of the headset as well, like
it's so immersive.
It is scary as shit.
Feeling.
Yeah, but it's also so exhilarating. When you take it off the headset, it feels like you're coming out of a pool or something. Like you're in a whole other world. Yeah, it's
like coming out of water, like being like snorkeling or scuba diving, and then you come up and you're like breathing air.
Else.
Oh shit! Like there's solid ground. I can't move 3-dimensionally anymore. Yeah. I mean, that's the layman term for it. But what I'm interested in is haptic feedback vests.
Oh yeah. So
that you wear with VR. Yeah, like once we have a good system of that. And it's affordable. It'd probably be, when I'm 40 in the next 10 years, where it's something I'd actually be really willing to buy instead of like, a car or a house or whatever.
When it's,
extra food,
PlayStation price,
maybe a new guitar. But then I'm into VR where I can play like a semi-realistic Call of Duty in VR.
Oh, geez.
And when I get hit, I feel haptic feedback on my body.
Well, and a big benefit of something like that as well is when you expand the size of the unit itself, when it's not just a headset, but also a body vest, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be able to put other stuff in there. So like the battery, okay? So instead of having the battery in your headset, boom, the battery is part of the vest now, and it takes the juice up to the headset. So the headset's lighter, and it has a better capacity as well.
Yes.
Okay, so stuff like that. You could also move some of the computation off of the headset or buff it as well. Maybe have some of the hard drive, like a flash unit on the vest itself.
And eventually you won't have a headset, which is kind of bulky. And if you want to shoulder a weapon or you want to do this climbing thing, you'll just have an earpiece or two earpieces that are
just
wireless. That'll
cool
happen very quickly.
Yeah, there's some stuff coming out by Valve. They've got a unit called the Pico, and it's very slim profile.
Like within 2 to 3 years, we're going to see a big increase, I think, in the VR, where people are going to be like, wow, it's actually worth getting, because on console and on PC, there's only so much we can do now that's cost effective to a company who wants to keep making games. Or, it's like, what are you going to do? Like Blizzard, right? I'm sure they can help other companies develop software instead of make games. So Blizzard will be around forever. But if Blizzard doesn't get into this whole like VR thing, right? Like eventually what I'm trying to say is like in maybe 10 years, you can like have your own little setup in a room where you're kind of on this treadmill type deal that kind of supports your body in a ring.
Yep.
And then you're like walking in World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And you also have like haptic feedback on a vest or in your hands or for the whatever. Like maybe it's an actual sword instead of a little wand.
Yeah.
And it'll be cooler, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm
let us know down in
to
the comment section what you guys think. If you've got any interesting ideas about where technology is going, or you have some links that you want to share to us, some really cool stuff that we've been missing out on, let us know down in the comment section. We'd be really interested to interact with you guys there.
Yeah, and if you don't comment in the comment section, I'll figure out who listens and watches. And
we'll get you.
I'll just meet up to you and drag my nuts across your face.
These
How about
nuts.
that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, hey, I think that's a great place to leave it. If you've enjoyed this, well, you might well be an idiot with internet. Until next
fade
time.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna drag my nuts across your face.